family. It's us coming to you with a serious question, and it's serious because of the times that we're living in. And as you see in the title, travel for the holidays or not. And this is something that we're actually going back and forth on right now, and with the times that we live in, and all that's taking place with COVID is serious. We know it's serious. At the same time, I'm like, I want to get away. Y'all know how much I love to travel, but there's things that we gotta put into perspectives. And I know I'm not the only one. I know we're not the only one that's debating if we go away, if we don't go away, stay home. And I know some of you are probably thinking there's nothing to think about, but it's just like, I don't know. It's like we're putting it out there, as far as what we're going through, because I'm sure we're not the only ones. It's a time of the year that you're used to be with family and, celebration, but, because of the pandemic, this is all that's taking place. It's best to stay home. So it's like I'm answering my own question, but at the same time, still, I want to travel. I mean, it's 5 vacations this year that actually got canceled, our honeymoon being one, and that got canceled through the COVID. And, this is the last one that we had on our bucket list to do this year. And it's our, it's actually one after this that got canceled, but this would have been the 4 out of 5. But now this is the last out of the 5 that could possibly travel, and travel does a lot for me, and my husband knows it. I mean, you clearly said like you really wanted this for me, and I mean, you can speak on that, as far as you wanting this for me to get away, to do the things that I enjoy, and your main thing was just mainly for me to relax, right. But because of COVID and making sure everybody stay healthy, I'm actually still going back and forth, like, do we go, do we not go, do we go, do we not go? I mean, but I understand your view on it as well, so when it comes to my mom, she already said, she's not going to do it, because we pretty much was going to do like a whole family of traveling for the holiday. And but as of at her age, at 74, and some of you seen some of her other videos, very full of life, but at the same time she's saying definitely she has to take her health in consideration, and if she was to go away, she would just literally stay in a hotel, and that's the last thing we would want. So we're at this point now, travel for the holidays or not, even being in precaution of everything that's going on and what's around us. But do we travel for the holidays or not? I mean, what is your input on it, babe?
Well, my concern is emotionally and psychologically, when you don't have an opportunity to reset, it will hinder your production as a husband, your production as a wife, your production as a business owner. So I think it is essential to be able to reset by getting out of the environment that you're consistently in, and getting out of the mundane living that you've become accustomed to, so that you can refresh your mind, refresh your thoughts. And when you don't have the opportunity to do that due to the health crisis that we're experiencing now, I perceive that's going to weigh on the populace, many people, as far as their emotional state and their psychological state. We in our society here in America, the holiday is probably the best time, and maybe for some the only time to get together and gather with family. So having to social distance and to be potentially separated from your family, yes, you can do the virtual Zoom, but it's still not the same thing. Not being able to hug your family or just to be there with them and to express your love and gratitude for them and those kinds of things. It's a little bit different doing it virtually than it is in person. So I think that's going to weigh on. That's something that has to be considered.
Yeah, and you tapped on some things. It's like, for me, it may be emotional, and at the same time, it's like, okay, am I selfish because I just want to get away? And like you said, that's my recharge. Minimum, I just feel like 4 times a year for me is good to get away, to be recharged based on, my schedule and the things that, we do. And it's like, but is it selfish of me to want to get away, even during this time? I'm going back and forth, and you might get people who are watching, we are open to your comments and to put your points out there as far as what we're talking about. Do you travel for the holidays or not? And for me, it's like I want to get away. And at the same time, again, is it selfish of me because putting if God forbid, if anybody was to get sick, then that's things that you have to deal with, and that it wouldn't have to happen if you didn't travel, and even though it's many, it's you can go different directions with this, but at the same time, it's like, okay, I know me, I'm an adventurous person, and I'm a believer of faith, but at the same time, it's like, okay, use wisdom. And
you have to be responsible. You gotta be a responsible citizen too. So because as you would want someone to be conscious about being responsible, and if they've attracted the COVID, you wouldn't want any of your relatives to get it. So the responsible thing to do is always to quarantine. And so, the social distancing is something that you really have to, as a responsible adult, you got to consider.
Right. So. And what they're saying is, as far as like, each household stay within your own household. So even though it's loved ones, if it's your brothers and sisters and they're usually you want to gather with, they're their own household and they have to stay within their household. And our household consists of us 3 and the little one back there. So it's like, we have to stay within our household as being what's recommended. So this is a topic, travel for the holidays or not, that's something very serious that everyone has to take in consideration, and just during this time. And I realize prayerfully this is not going to last forever. Last time something like this happened, what was it, 1918 or
right.
Yeah, 1918, that people had to wear a mask and do the things that we do in quarantine. And in order for things to get better, we just need to do what's best. And for us, as hard as it feels for me to say that, it's a strong possibility that we not going to be able to travel for the holidays. That's point blank. But there's more times coming, and thankfully, when we travel, we just don't go. We save up for it, and our travel account is sitting there. It's calling my name, like use me. But at the same time, it's like, what? I gotta flip it, like, something positive out of it. And we were talking like, okay, we have all this money sitting there for the travel account. It's sitting there. We don't know where we're going to travel. What is a better way we can do and use this money? And the holidays are coming up, yes, but we're not about spending that for the holidays. But at the same time, instead of it sitting in this traditional account that we have, we was talking about how to put it into a PRA account, opening that up, and which is basically your own bank, where you are able to get more interest on your money, between 6 to 23%, versus the maybe 1% that we're getting now, if that, right? Out of the account that we're getting now. So
less risk than being in the stock market.
yes, something that we do participate in as well, so So that's like the bright side of it, as far as thinking like, yeah, you know, we shouldn't travel for the holiday. Like, do we travel? Do we not travel? But at the same time, the money that we had set aside to use to travel, now we can put it into an account that can accrue more interest on our money because it's our own bank by having this PRA account. And, you know, hey, that's more money to travel later, you know? So it being used for that, you know? So I know this little one, she wants to stay in a hotel, right? With her legs crossed back there. You know, I know you want to stay in a hotel, mommy. You want to do the pool and all that, but because all that's taking place, you know, we might have to put it on hold. Not might have to. It's best that we put it on hold. So, family, let us know. What are you going through? I'm sure we're not the only ones that's experiencing this. So, let us know. Give us feedback. Travel for the holidays or not? Anything else you want to add, babe?
I think you covered it all.
All right. Well, happy holidays, everybody. Take care.
Happy holidays to you.